tension in the dorm room was thick enough to slice with a knife. Tyler and Josh exchanged confused glances, their bubble tea momentarily forgotten. Sebastian stood frozen, his hand still hovering where my cup had been, his breathing ragged. The milky tea stain on the corner of my mouth felt like a brand. Dude, Tyler finally broke the silence, popping the lid off his own drink. You okay, Sebastian? You look like you've seen a ghost. Sebastian didn't respond. His eyes were still locked on my face, specifically on that stray drop of pearl milk tea. I watched, mesmerized and horrified, as a muscle in his jaw twitched. He looked like he was fighting some internal battle, his knuckles white where they gripped the edge of his desk. I'm fine, he ground out, the words sounding anything but fine. He finally tore his gaze away, turning back to his gaming rig with such forced casualness it was painful to watch. Just spilled Liam's drink. My bad. Josh, ever the oblivious tech bro, shrugged and slurped his own tea loudly. No biggie. It's just tea. We can get more. But it wasn't just tea, and we all knew it. Well, Tyler and Josh didn't, but I knew. And Sebastian definitely knew. I wiped the corner of my mouth with the back of my hand, my skin burning where his eyes had been. The gesture seemed to snap something in Sebastian. He flinched, a full-body shudder running through him before he forcibly stilled himself. I'm going for a walk, he announced abruptly, snatching his jacket from the back of his chair. He didn't look at any of us as he stormed out, the dorm door clicking shut with a definitive sound. Silence descended again, heavier this time. What the hell was that about? Tyler asked, turning to me. Did you two have a fight or something? No, I said, my voice sounding strange to my own ears. I stared at the beautiful glass tumbler in my hand, the purple lavender flowers seeming to swirl more intently under the fluorescent lights. No fight. He's just been weird today. Weird is an understatement, Josh chimed in, already distracted by his laptop. He sprinted to the bathroom like 3 times. Maybe he ate something bad. If only, I thought grimly. I placed the cup carefully on my desk, as if it were a live explosive. The connection was undeniable now, and terrifying in its implications. Every sip, every suck on the straw, every touch of the cup. Sebastian felt it. How? Was it some kind of curse? A bizarre neurological link? It sounded like the plot of a bad porno, not real life. And the worst part? The part that made my stomach clench with a confusing mix of guilt and illicit thrill? His reactions weren't of pain. They were of pleasure. Extreme, overwhelming, barely controlled pleasure. My crush on him, which I'd kept carefully locked away for 4 years, suddenly felt like a caged animal rattling its bars. Seeing him so utterly unraveled, so vulnerable and raw, was doing things to me that were entirely inappropriate. He was clearly suffering, or at least struggling, and here I was, getting hot under the collar just thinking about the sounds he'd made behind the bathroom door. I'm gonna head to the library, I mumbled, grabbing my backpack. I needed space. I needed to think without the scent of Sebastian's cologne and the memory of his flushed skin fogging up my brain. I left the tumbler on my desk. I didn't dare take it with me. The library was my sanctuary, but tonight it offered no peace. I sat in a secluded carrel, textbook open and unread, and pulled out my phone. My thumbs hovered over the screen. A desperate, stupid idea was forming. I opened my browser and typed, my fingers clumsy, object linked to person physical sensation. The results were a mix of new age magic forums, fringe psychology articles, and fanfiction tropes. I scowled and tried again. Sympathetic magic object connection, pleasure pain. One result, from an obscure occult wiki, caught my eye. Empathic bonding and vessel tethering. I clicked on it. A rare form of sympathetic magic where a practitioner's life force or sensory experience is tethered to a specific vessel or object, often used in historical contexts for protection, a king's health tied to a talisman, or punishment, a criminal's pain linked to a stone.